Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Daily.
Hi, everyone. We are very happy to see you here today.
Hello, everyone. If this is your first time with us, we're really glad you're here. And if you've been listening for a while, welcome back. Before we start, take a second to subscribe to the channel and like this episode because it really helps us reach more English learners who need calm, real conversations like this.
Yes, thank you for being here with us today. We know your time matters, and we truly appreciate that you chose to spend part of your day listening and practicing English with us.
I always like to imagine where people are listening from. Maybe you're on your way to work, maybe you're washing dishes, or maybe you finally found a quiet moment just for yourself. Wherever you are, we're happy you're here with us right now.
I feel the same way. Listening to a podcast is a small choice, but it says something. You could be distracted or busy with something else, but you chose to slow down and listen, even if just a little.
And slowing down is actually a big part of what we're talking about today. Because when someone asks us a simple question like, "How was your day?" we often answer without thinking.
Yes, we say things like busy or fine or long, and that's it. Conversation over.
But if we pause for a moment, we usually realize there's more we want to say. Our day wasn't just busy, it felt busy, or heavy, or rushed, or calm.
This morning, I noticed that right away. I woke up, and before I even got out of bed, my mind was already moving. I was thinking about messages, plans, things I hadn't done yet. The day hadn't started, but I already felt like I was chasing it.
That feeling is so familiar. It's not panic, but it's not peace either. It's like a quiet pressure sitting in your chest.
Exactly. And once that pressure is there, everything moves faster. Breakfast feels rushed, coffee feels rushed, even moments that should be quiet don't really feel quiet.
My morning was very different, and I could feel it immediately. I woke up without that pressure. I stayed in bed for a moment, not because I was lazy, but because I wasn't being pulled by the day yet.
That already sounds like a different kind of day.
It was. I made my coffee slowly. I didn't check my phone right away, and for those first minutes, nothing was asking me to hurry.
Listening to you talk about it, I can hear the difference in the pace. Even the way you're describing it feels calmer.
That's the interesting part. The day itself didn't change. Life didn't suddenly become easier, but the experience of the day changed.
And that's what makes this such an important conversation, because we all have busy days and relaxing days, and sometimes we don't have the words to describe the difference.
We want to help you talk about those days in a way that feels natural, honest, and true to how you actually feel.
Not perfect English, not complicated sentences.
Just real language for real life.
So if your day feels full or quiet or somewhere in between, you're in the right place.
Let's talk about it together. So when we talk about a busy day, I think it's important to say this first. A busy day doesn't always mean something big or dramatic happened. Sometimes it's busy because nothing stopped.
Yes, that's such an important point. People imagine a busy day as running, shouting, chaos. But for me, the busiest days are often very quiet on the outside and very loud in my head.
Exactly. It's when one thing ends and another thing starts immediately. No space in between. You finish one task, and before you even feel done, you're already thinking about the next one.
That's how my day felt today. From the moment I woke up, it was like the clock was right next to me, tapping me on the shoulder, saying, "Don't forget this, hurry up, move on."
And even normal things start to feel heavy on days like that. Things that are usually easy suddenly feel like work.
Yes, even simple decisions. What to eat, when to reply, what to do first. By the afternoon, I noticed I was tired, but not in a physical way. It was more like my mind was full.
I really relate to that. On busy days, I often say, I didn't stop all day. Even if I technically did stop. I sat down, I ate, but mentally I never rested.
That's such a natural sentence, by the way. I didn't stop all day.
They do, because it describes the feeling, not the schedule.
If someone asked me about today, I'd probably say something like, I was busy all day. Everything happened at once. And that would feel honest.
And notice how simple that language is. Busy all day. Everything happened at once. No complicated words, but very clear.
Another phrase I use a lot is, I was running around, even if I wasn't actually running anywhere.
Yes, that's such a good one. It doesn't mean movement, it means pressure.
Exactly. I was answering messages, switching tasks, trying not to forget things. By the evening, I felt like the day had passed me, not the other way around.
That's a powerful feeling, like the day decided everything and you just followed.
And then someone asks, how was your day? And you pause, because where do you even start?
Right, you don't want to tell the whole story, so you say busy, and that one word carries everything.
But inside that word, there's stress, tiredness, sometimes even frustration.
And sometimes guilt, like you were busy all day, but you're not sure what you actually enjoyed.
That's very true. On busy days, enjoyment often disappears quietly. Nothing bad replaces it, it just fades.
That's why describing a busy day well matters, not for perfect English, but for connection. When you say, I was exhausted by the evening, people understand you.
Or when you say, I didn't even have a minute to think, people feel that.
And the good news is you don't need long explanations. A few honest sentences are enough.
Busy days are part of life. They don't mean you failed. They just mean your energy went somewhere.
And learning how to talk about them helps you release that energy instead of carrying it quietly.
That's such a good way to put it.
In a moment, we'll stay with this idea and let it unfold naturally through conversation.
Not explaining, just listening and feeling it.
Let me tell you how a busy day actually sounds when someone talks about it, because I think stories make it easier to recognize yourself in the language.
Yes, when it's a real story, you don't have to think so hard. You just listen and go, oh, that's me.
So imagine this. I wake up a little later than I planned, and the first thing I feel is that small rush in my chest. Not panic, just that quiet thought of, okay, I'm already late.
That moment changes the whole tone of the morning.
It really does. I get out of bed quickly, I don't stretch, I don't sit for a second, I go straight to checking my phone, and suddenly there are messages waiting for me.
And now the day is already talking to you.
Exactly. I reply to one message, then another. I'm brushing my teeth while thinking about what I need to do first. I skip breakfast, telling myself I'll eat later, even though I know that usually doesn't happen.
I do that too. I promise myself things on busy days that busy days never keep.
By the time I leave the house, I already feel like I've done a lot, but nothing feels finished. Everything feels half done.
That's such a good way to describe it. Half done, half present.
The morning continues like that. One task leads to another. I sit down to work, but I'm switching between things. Emails, messages, small problems that need quick decisions.
And every switch costs a little energy.
Yes, and I don't notice it happening. I just know that by early afternoon, my shoulders feel tense, and I keep checking the time.
That's when you start thinking, how is it only this time?
Exactly. Lunch becomes something quick. I eat while looking at a screen. I don't even remember the taste.
That's such an honest detail. Busy days often erase those small moments.
In the afternoon, the tiredness changes. It's not just physical, it's mental. I find myself rereading the same sentence. I forget small things. I feel slower, but the day doesn't slow down with me.
And that mismatch is exhausting.
By the evening, I finally stop, or at least I stop moving. I sit down and suddenly feel how tired I am.
That moment can be surprising, like your body waited until it was safe to tell you the truth.
Yes. And if someone asked me then, how was your day, I wouldn't tell this whole story.
Of course not.
I'd probably sigh a little and say, it was a long day. I was busy all day.
And that sentence would be enough.
Because inside it is the rushed morning, the skipped meals, the mental noise, the tired evening.
That's why this kind of language works. It's short, but it carries experience.
And when someone hears it, they don't need more details. They already understand.
They've lived it too.
Exactly. After a day like that, a relaxing day can feel almost unreal. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because the pace changes in a way you can feel in your body.
I know what you mean. A relaxing day isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. You usually notice it because nothing is pulling you forward.
Yes. When I think about a relaxing day, the first thing that comes to mind is space. Space between thoughts, space between actions. You're not jumping from one thing to the next.
And that space changes how simple moments feel. Waking up doesn't feel like starting a race. It feels like arriving somewhere.
That's such a good way to say it. On a relaxing day, I wake up and stay in bed for a moment, not to avoid the day, but to meet it slowly.
I do something similar. I don't reach for my phone right away. I let my mind wake up on its own. There's no list waiting for me in that moment.
And because of that, even small routines feel different. Making coffee isn't something to finish quickly. It becomes something you're actually present for.
I notice sounds more on those days. The kettle, the spoon and the cup, things that disappear on busy days suddenly feel clear.
Time behaves differently too. You're not checking the clock every few minutes. You're not measuring the day. You're just moving through it.
And that doesn't mean you do nothing. That's an important part. A relaxing day can still have activity.
Yes, but the activity doesn't control you. You choose it instead of reacting to it.
When I talk about a relaxing day, I often say something like, I took it easy, or I didn't rush today.
Those phrases carry so much meaning. They tell you about the speed, the mood, and the mindset all at once.
Another one I use is, I had time. It sounds simple, but it says everything.
It really does. Time to think, time to enjoy small things, time to rest without feeling guilty.
And at the end of a relaxing day, the tiredness feels different.
Yes, it's softer. You feel calm instead of drained.
If someone asks, how was your day? The answer comes more easily.
You might smile a little and say, it was calm, or it was a good, easy day.
And those words don't feel like an excuse. They feel true.
Relaxing days remind us that life doesn't always need to be fast to be full.
And having the language to describe that makes those days stay with us a little longer.
What I find interesting is how the same day can be described in two completely different ways, depending on how it feels inside.
That's true. Sometimes nothing about the schedule changes, but the experience changes everything.
Let's take something simple, like the morning. On a busy day, the morning feels tight. You wake up, look at the clock, and your body moves before your mind is ready.
I usually say, my morning was rushed. That one word already explains the mood.
And breakfast becomes something you get through. You eat quickly or skip it, telling yourself you'll deal with it later.
On a relaxing day, the morning opens up. You wake up and don't feel pushed. Even if you have plans, there's no panic in the air.
Breakfast becomes a moment, not a problem. You sit, you taste the food, you notice how your body feels.
The same thing happens with work or daily tasks. On a busy day, I say, I was running around all afternoon. It doesn't matter if I was at a desk or outside. The pressure is the same.
On a relaxing day, you might say, I took my time with things. That sentence feels slower when you say it.
Even the evening changes. After a busy day, evenings often feel empty. You're tired, but your mind is still loud.
Yes, you sit down, but you don't really rest. Your body stops, but your thoughts keep going.
After a relaxing day, evenings feel like a soft landing. You don't crash, you arrive.
And when you describe that day to someone, the difference is clear without long explanations.
It was hectic. It was calm. Both are short. Both are honest.
That's the power of simple language. It matches real life.
And when people hear you describe your day like that, they often respond with understanding.
They say things like, I know that feeling, or I needed a day like that too.
That's connection.
And that's why it's worth learning how to talk about your days in a natural way. When I think about busy days and relaxing days, I don't see them as opposites anymore. They're more like different seasons. Both show up, both pass.
I like that, because a busy day doesn't mean something went wrong, and a relaxing day doesn't mean you stopped trying.
Exactly. Busy days are often full of effort. You give your energy to many things, sometimes without noticing how much you're giving.
And relaxing days are when that energy has space to return, not all at once, just quietly.
What matters is being able to notice the difference and talk about it. Not perfectly, just honestly.
Because when you can say, today was heavy, or today felt calm, you're already taking care of yourself in a small way.
And that honesty helps in conversations too, with friends, with coworkers, even with yourself at the end of the day.
You don't need long stories every time. Sometimes one sentence is enough to be understood.
I was busy all day. I took it slow today.
Simple sentences, real meaning.
And if today was busy for you, that's okay. You're not behind. You're not failing.
And if today was calm, that's okay too. You didn't waste time. You lived it.
Tomorrow might be different, and that's part of life.
What stays with you is the ability to describe it, to share it, and to let it go.
Thank you for spending this time with us, for listening, and for practicing English in a way that's gentle and real.
We're really glad you're here.
We'll be here with you again next time.
Take care and have a good day.